Hey y'all, it's Steve-O. Welcome back to the So Your Wife Wants YouTube channel, where we always tackle the never-ending honey-do list. Today, you guys know I make this MYOpium stuff. It's basically a pain relief ointment, all natural but really strong. Today I want to show you how I use it to treat people who have like mild carpal tunnel problems. So we're going to be looking at my hand, and I'm going to show you a few techniques that I use that seem to work pretty well for people. So let's go take a look. And you might be like, oh, Steve-O, you've got a bottle of water in there. That's kind of tacky to have a bunch of junk in your video. But really, this is going to be for later. I'm going to show you something we can do with this bottle of water to make things better, perhaps. So, but let's go with step one. So for step one, grab out your nice new jar of MYOpium. And I have one open already here. So we're just going to take some. We're going to put it on, we're going to really focus on from here to here. You really want to just lather that up. This is a lot, but it's for therapeutic use, so we're going to go ahead with it. Like that's the amount that I would put on my whole calves, like if my calves were hurting. But we're going to really just focus it here. Don't rub it in too much because we're going to use the emollient. This will actually soak into your skin and start working, but we don't want it to do that just yet. So just kind of put it on there. Once it's smeared on, it's going to start feeling hot and or cold, depending on what receptors start working first. But then you want to take a spoon. So make sure you have a spoon. This is the kind that you cannot bend. So if I go like that, it's not budging. Some of my spoons, I dip it into ice cream and it turns into like a 90-degree angle, but this is a good one. The reason is we're going to be pressing against here. If you have a jade comb, it's kind of a really specific tool, but if you have a jade comb, estheticians and massage therapists have them. You could use that instead, but for most people, just a really nice sturdy spoon will work. 30-degree angle. Or the main point that we're doing here is, I guess, the way that carpal tunnel works is there's the median nerve. So if I go like this, you can see it's kind of dramatic in this light too, so that's good. But between these two tendons, there's a nerve that runs right here. There's a bunch of bones right here. Think of it like a wall, like a stone wall. Well, the carpal tunnel is literally a tunnel that goes through all these carpal bones so it can innervate your fingers. So when you're doing a lot of this type of work, typing, blah, 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 whatever, that constant back and forth movement, all this going through your carpal bones can irritate things. It'll cause inflammation. It'll cause soft tissue to kind of bind up, etc. So what we're basically doing is just releasing all that, pressing down, stretching it out, and trying to release it. In addition, so follow along with me. I'm going to talk about this ointment as we're doing this. Basically, we're starting here, 30, 40-degree angle, you know. This should feel comfortable. It should not feel like pain. If it's painful, go lighter. Notice how much perfusion there is in my hand right now after I put the MYOpium on there. This stuff is really good at increasing blood flow. But we're literally just taking this spoon, and as hard as you can with it being comfortable and not painful, just keep on doing this. And so what the MYOpium does, and this can work without my, snake oil. I mean, this is good stuff. I call it snake oil just to be funny, but this will work. This technique will work with just any type of oil that you might have. But I like this stuff that I created because I have stacked several chemicals, several natural essential oils together to create basically an ointment that has several what we call mechanisms of action, several ways, different ways in that it relieves pain and relieves inflammation. One, I'm just going to go over a few of them. So one is cajeput and camphor. Cajeput is a tree, a tropical tree, and it smells really good. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it is relative to tea tree, if you know what tea tree is. Camphor is another plant that kind of has like a mothball type smell, but they are both what's called transient receptor potential antagonists. So they block the TRPA1 and TRPV1. It stimulates pain nerves, thermoreceptor nerves too, and then desensitizes them. So that's why you'll feel like a rush of warmth and then numbness. So as I'm talking, keep paying attention. We're doing this. We're going down the hand, like this way, left to right. Then we're kind of going down here. You can use if you have a fat handle like this, you can use that too to get some of that pressure. Really just focusing on stretching that skin out. Again, if it hurts, don't do it. Go lighter. But really focusing on stretching that skin out. You can go like this, and you can see the tendons and kind of go along the tendons. And you can kind of go like that. If that is helpful, don't do anything. It doesn't feel super great. It shouldn't hurt. The main point is just really stretching out that skin. And you can go a little bit harder with that part, a little bit more pressure. This also has cinnamon oil, which has cinnamaldehyde and eugenol. Those have cyclooxygenase 2 activity, COX-2 inhibitor, and they block cytokines, they block pro-inflammatory things that cause inflammation, basically. And then it has menthol. You'll notice there's a lot of menthol in here. So think about this. It starts out hot, and then you kind of get numbed up. And then toward the end, even after you wash your hands, it starts feeling really cold. And it's that menthol in there that I think it's like TRPM8 or something like that. It's basically it's an agonist to the receptors that feel cold. So don't be afraid if you want to, especially if you want to go out on this backside and really get these. You can add a little bit more MYOpium, and you want to get all these muscles. These are all kind of connected. So add a little bit more of the juice, and we'll go ahead and rub it on in. Before you rub it in all the way, use that spoon again and you're just really focusing on getting those muscles stretched out, getting the tendons stretched out, relieving anything that's kind of binding up from overuse of your hands. And you can actually also use hot water. Dip your hands in hot water for a few minutes. Again, nothing to where it's going to hurt, but definitely as warm as you can stand without it hurting you. Hot bath water would be a good example, or a hot tub, 104 degrees, probably be about the hottest. And that can help too. So I'm going to show you a technique that was shown to me by a doctor. So we're going to go take a look at a wall here real quick, and then we're going to show you what this water bottle is for. And even now, I'm starting to feel this is all getting cold. I really believe in the product that I made. This has been a long time perfecting it over the years. So stretching your muscles. So we already tried, just using the spoon, releasing that fascia. So now we want to stretch them. Again, don't do anything to where it hurts. So stop when it hurts. before it hurts. But take your hand, your arm, and put it against a wall. And then just kind of do a rotation. And you can actually go from a rotation with your fingertips down, stop when it hurts, but you can go down like that, stretching out all these muscles, all these tendons, all this tissue. You can go that way, do the same thing. Again, if it hurts your shoulder or if it hurts any other part, don't go that far, kind of go back. But really just focus on stretching. And then strengthening is, so you could do this probably, 10, 15 times. Kind of go like that. Just take it slow. You don't want to be in a hurry. You don't want to rip anything or anything like that. So that's just kind of one stretch you can do. You can go like that if it doesn't hurt. Stretching everything out. And then let me show you a strengthening tip. All right, so we're back here. So now you get to finally figure out what the heck this is for. So if you have stronger muscles up in here, it can be helpful and be a stronger predictor of not having problems with your carpal tunnel. So if you have a water bottle, I actually do this with a hammer, like a claw hammer or like a big sledgehammer. But I think a water bottle is probably a little bit more friendly for people. But take the water bottle and you can do this activity. You're doing some rotation, some strengthening. You do 15, 20 of them. And then you do different things with it. So take that, take it in the center and go like that. You can turn around and do 15 or 20 of these, each one of these. Nice and slow. You can even kind of stretch as you're doing it. The point is that you're doing some repetitive activity that's going to start just kind of strengthening and waking up those muscles a little bit. That's really about it. If you want some MYOpium, you can look up my Etsy shop. It's Stevo's Shelf. So STEVEOSSHELF. Stevo's Shelf. I've got that on there and my lemon stuff too, but yeah, I mean, that's basically it. I guarantee you'll like it. It's good. I'm feeling it right now. It's like super tingly and cold, and it's just, it really works well. So I guess I will catch you guys in the next video.